Hey everyone, welcome to Adventures in Everyday Cooking, where every day can be an adventure in your kitchen. My name is Heather, and welcome back to the 12 Cookies of Christmas. We are on cookie 9, I believe, and we have had some really good cookies. So if you have not caught any of those, go ahead and go check those out. But today's cookie was requested by Sharon Whitmore over on Facebook, and I love these cookies, like love them, but I've never made them. Why is that? Why is it that I have never made a jam thumbprint cookie? Well, today's the day, so if you're ready for this adventure, let's get started. What you're gonna need is 1 cup of unsalted butter, softened, 1/3 of a cup of sugar, 1/3 of a cup of light brown sugar, 1 large egg yolk, 3/4 of a teaspoon of vanilla extract, 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of cornstarch, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 cup of sugar for rolling, that's optional, and 1/3 of a cup of jam or preserves of any flavor of your choice. First step is that we want to get our butter into our stand mixer. If you don't have a stand mixer, definitely ask one from Santa for Christmas because I can't live without mine, literally. We're gonna cream that up as best as we can before we add anything else. Okay. Once it's properly creamed, we are going to get in both the white sugar and the brown sugar. Now, you may need to scrape down your bowl, but it doesn't look like I have to scrape mine down today, but I'm going to do it anyway because sometimes I'm a rule follower. I didn't really need to, but most people do. I just adjusted my mixer somewhat recently so that it hits the bottom very well. You know that there's a little screw right here that you can adjust to make your mixer go lower. Okay, now we're gonna turn it back on medium, and I'm gonna add my egg yolk, and we're gonna add our vanilla. All right, while that's going again, let's combine our cornstarch and our salt into our flour. And I'm just gonna, again, give that a good mix. Okay, now we're gonna turn off the mixer, and we are gonna set it to number 1, which is the low speed. Okay, we're going to gradually add in this mixture. It's going to look crumbly. Don't be tempted to overmix this, okay? And make sure you scrape down your bowl. Ready? Okay, add it a little. Okay, looking crumbly, as you can see that. Let's go ahead and turn it off. Scrape down our sides, because we know there's butter sticking to the sides. Make sure you get all of your dough off. Now, my notes say that if it starts to look too crumbly, you can finish it off with your spoon, but it should be okay. We are gonna scrape it down, one more time. Okay, I still see a little bit of crumbly at the bottom, but we're almost there. And we're good. All right, and I'm gonna scrape down this beater. It shouldn't take much because this cookie dough is a little bit like a shortbread cookie, only a little stiffer. Now I'm gonna dig down there at the bottom and just make sure that all of those dry ingredients are incorporated in there. And it looks fantastic. So your cookie dough should look a little bit like that. Now comes the fun bit. With your hands, we are going to make some balls. What we're gonna do is we're just going to roll together into a tight ball little cookies. Now, how big are they? They're about that big. Maybe an inch. Is that an inch? I don't have a ruler nearby. I'm putting them very close together to start with because this is not the pan that I'm going to bake on. I'm actually going to bake on that pan in my neighbor's oven. But we need to put these into the refrigerator. Maybe it's the freezer. Hold on. We're going to actually put these in the freezer for 30 minutes. So I don't have enough room in my freezer for that pan, but I do have enough room for this pan. Okay, so that's all that's going to fit on that tray for the moment, because we're gonna press these down. Now, there is more cookie dough in here, but I'll just have to put them on a different tray because you'll see. Okay, next step is I'm going to roll each one of these balls into some sugar, some white sugar. Then we are gonna take a little teaspoon, half a teaspoon, 1 teaspoon, and we're gonna press down, look, into our little thumbprint. Now you can use your hands for your thumbprint, but if you want some uniformity to your cookies, use the 1 teaspoon. You'll appreciate it more, especially if you're going for a cookie platter, which I am gonna show you guys at the end of all this. I'm gonna have one of every cookie, at least one of every cookie on a platter to show you how beautiful they are. Because this year's cookies, they're turning out really awesome. Like the cornflake cookies get the most, oh, what's that? So if you are looking for some cookies, this is what I do this. Now that the thumbprints are all imprinted, we're gonna get it into the freezer for 30 minutes. All right, it's been 30 minutes. So now I am going to get my jelly, which is actually, is it called jam? I don't know what the difference is, but I'm gonna use the natural raspberry one, and it's gonna go into the microwave for like 10 seconds. Okay, and basically what we're looking for in the consistency of the jam is that it's easy to scoop and pour. You're not heating it, you're just kind of making it so that it's easy to come out and not all one solid glob. Now we're gonna get our cookies. Okay, preheated oven is already preheated. So we are going to set our cookies probably about 2 inches apart, just in case they spread a little bit. And I'll just cook them in 2 batches, no problem. Those go back into the freezer. And we're gonna take our jam. Now with the spoon that we already used to make those thumbprints, we're just going to scoop out that much jam and drop it very carefully into the middles of these cookies. It probably needs to be a little bit more heated than that. I'll just use my finger, it's fine. Okay, that's too much filling. You should be putting half of a teaspoon of filling in them. It should only go to the top of the cookie. All right, let's just make sure we spread all of these out. Cookies about 2 inches apart. We are going to put them in the oven at 375 for 11 minutes-ish, or until they start to brown and the jelly or the jam or the preserves start to look all gummy. So, all right, we'll be back in like 11 minutes. Wait, once you take them out at 11 minutes, they need to cool completely on the tray or else they will break apart. So I'll be back after they're completely cooled. All right, be back. All right, they are cool and they're ready to transfer to your cookie plate. Now, the second set that I did actually was a little bit smaller, and I feel like this is probably the right size. The first ones, like, look at the difference between these two. I feel like this is the correct size and this is a little big, but it doesn't matter because they're gonna be delicious anyway. So now they're ready to go on your cookie plate. So here I have my beautiful plate, and I'm just going to, they need to be well cooled so they don't stick together. I think I can get all 21 of them. 3 more, 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So just imagine, if you will, that you are on your way to a holiday party and you're like, oh, I'll bring some cookies. And then you show up with this. You are gonna be the talk of the party. All right, and let's break into one and eat it. So I'm gonna break into it on the close camera so you can see. Look at this beautiful cookie. You ready? Bum, bum, bum. Look at that cute little cookie. And you can see the jelly got nice and gooey. See that? Uh-huh. And then, oh, it's almost like a shortbread cookie, only so much better because it has that tart jelly in it. This is fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, that was an easy cookie. I'm not sure why I've never made them before. And they're fantastic. Like, they're almost better than those butter cookies. You know, the ones, the little shortbread butter cookies? And easier, because I don't have to use that stupid press. You remember last year? It was a travesty. I want to eat that whole cookie, but let me let you get off of here. All right, you guys. Well, if you enjoyed that video, give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. I'm doing the 12 cookies of Christmas right now, and I think that I'm on, like, I don't even remember. What cookie am I on? I think 10's tomorrow. Is that right? I don't know. I'm doing cookies every day. The 12 cookies of Christmas. So we're getting down to the countdown. So if you missed some, go ahead and check those out. But otherwise, you guys, I'm going to eat the rest of this cookie after I bid you farewell. Farewell. Yes, I did stuff that cookie entirely in my mouth. I have no shame.